I always ask students to, in chapter 10 or chapter X, it doesn't matter what it is, and this can be for any discipline, I ask students to go through the book or the lecture notes or the PowerPoints or, however the material is delivered, and make a list of all the terms that they learn. These can be new terms, they can be terms that they've heard repeatedly, and then just make a list. What I ask students to do is don't just learn the term. And because this goes back to sort of the whole multiple choice world, in that what students do, the way they think they study, is to make flashcards. And they're going to have a stack of flashcards, and they're going to go through those flashcards again and again and again and again and again. All they're learning are facts. All they're learning are terms. That's not science. That's not life. So what I have students do in their study, first of all, never give your students a study guide. They need to make their own. Here's how they make their own. Once they've made their lists, is to connect terms. How does the term chromosome relate to the term segregation? Then take it a step further. Okay, how do those two terms connect to the term in chapter 12, which is DNA? So they did chromosome segregation DNA this time. Next time they do chromosome segregation nucleic acid. Next time they do chromosome segregation duplication. It doesn't matter. They need to make every connection that they can possibly make. So once they've, completely depleted chromosome, they go to allele. Allele, recessive DNA. All right, they've got that one. Allele, recessive deletion. Okay, they've got that one. They just keep going. If at any point they can't make a connection, they're missing something. And they need to find out what that missing link is. So the assessments that I give are short essay questions where I have students connect the dots. If they study this way, they're studying the same way that I write my test questions. So what it forces them to do is make connections. They learn to write out their understandings of what the connections are, and it's not simply bubbling in an answer. So what they're finally learning to do is that they're learning to explain in their own terms, in their own understanding, how things relate. And what a lot of students misunderstand as they go through biology is that when you finish one chapter, it's like completely closing the book, shifting gears, opening up a completely different topic, and now you're on to another chapter. And that's not the way that it works. Science just keeps building upon foundation, upon foundation, upon foundation. What you're learning in my class, I want you to carry onto graduate school, medical school, dental school, wherever it is you're going to go, and not only take, my Bio 182 general biology notes, connect these terms to whatever it is you're going to do, because that's the way science works. And honestly, that's the way life works. Now, the downside of this is that it makes grading quite intensive. But it's my job to make sure that students understand what they're doing. It's to make sure that they understand what they're learning. So it puts more work on me, but I feel that I do a better job of teaching. Science isn't multiple choice guessing. Life isn't multiple choice guessing. This is a way to train students to learn the material, and so far it's been very effective for me.